Good evening and welcome to the Everett School Committee meeting for Monday, April 6, 2026. The time is 6:35 p.m. Clerk, could you call the roll to determine a quorum?
Student Representative M. Perry.
Present.
Mr. Almeida Barros.
Present.
Ms. Babcock.
Present.
Ms. Cardello.
Present.
Ms. Cornelio.
Present.
Ms. Cristiano. Mr. D'Onofrio. Ms. Garin.
Present.
Mr. LaMonica.
Present.
Mayor Van Campen.
Present.
Madam Chair.
Present.
8 members present.
8 members present. We do have a quorum. If everyone could join me in saluting the flag. Thank you, everyone. Before we begin, I would like to extend the regrets of school committee members Jeannie Cristiano and Joe D'Onofrio. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Roman numeral number 3, reading of the records, item 1 for Monday, March 16th, 2026.
Make a motion to waive the reading of the records and place them on file.
Second.
Motion has been made by Ms. Babcock, seconded by Mayor Van Campen to waive the reading for Monday, March 16th, 2026, and place on file. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Superintendent?
Also under Roman numeral 3 of reading of the records, we have a special meeting for Tuesday, March the 31st, 2026.
Make a motion to waive the reading of the records and place them on file.
Second.
Motion has been made by Ms. Babcock, seconded by Mayor Van Campen to waive the reading of the special meeting on Tuesday, March 31st, 2026, and place on file. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed.
Roman numeral number 4 is public comment.
Make a motion to open public comment.
Second.
Motion has been made by Ms. Cornelio, seconded by Mr. LaMonica to open public comment. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Public comment is now open. Seeing no speakers on our sign-in sheet, is there anyone that would like to speak at public comment? Seeing none.
Move to close public comment.
Second.
Motion has been made by Mayor Van Campen, seconded by Ms. Cardillo to close public comment. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Public comment is now closed. Superintendent.
Roman numeral number 5, report of the student representative, Ms. Perry.
Take it away, Emma.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Spring sports are in full swing this evening. Both boys and girls tennis play Lowell. Softball played Malden High outside. They won. We have our coach, Stacy Strava, with us tonight. Yeah. Well, baseball's away playing Malden. I don't know the status of their game yet. Boys volleyball is playing Lynn Classical away tonight. And along with sports, the arts at EHS are active. Tomorrow at 6, vocal night featuring students from across the district, and percussion night is on Thursday. Also on Thursday is the visual arts exhibit. Congratulations to the Winter Guard on receiving 5th place at the NESBA Championship. Good luck to the Everett Crimson Tide Percussion Ensemble, who is currently ranked number 1 in New England. They will be competing at the NESBA New England Championship that will be held at Fitchburg High School this Saturday. The junior class rapped Dr. Braga in Saran Wrap last Thursday during lunch. It was definitely fun to watch and great to see him support the juniors. The class of 2027 is hosting a kickball tournament as well this Thursday. The senior class is currently holding a fundraiser during lunch. Whoever gets the closest guess for the correct amount of jelly beans in the jar gets to take the whole jar home. Last Monday, Ms. Cardello, Ms. Babcock, Chairperson Hurley, and members of the Tide Council, including myself, had the opportunity to go to the State House for the Day on the Hill hosted by the Massachusetts Association of School Committees. It was a very exciting day. We heard first from the MASC, then we met with Representative McGonigal and Senator DiDomenico. They both gave us tours of their respective chambers and offices. We had a by-chance meeting with the governor, too. We also were joined by Mr. Almeida Barros while he was at work that day, so it was very cool to see. We had amazing lunch with a variety of foods from high schools from across the state, including the Everett High Culinary Program. Culinary served Asian foods. My favorite was the fried rice in the mini to-go containers. Sorry. Thank you to you all and Ms. McWilliam for giving us students this opportunity. Junior Mia Allen will be going to the State House this Friday to represent Everett High School at Student Government Day. Check out the Crimson Times to see all of the funny April Fool's stories that our students published. Mr. Hart, I believe in one you renamed the high school after yourself, so watch out. And the theater company's rendition of Grease will be held in the auditorium May 7th and 8th. The first deadline for Everett community scholarships was April 1st. A few remain open for the next few weeks. The Lafayette School's boys and girls flag football teams won the championship last week. The school's book fair will be held this week, and staff will be having a Jeans Day to honor Stephen Patnod next week. Fluency Flight is underway at the Cafeteria. Grades K through 5 take part in a daily routine that is helping students with reading comprehension, while also allowing the students to set goals, track their progress, and to celebrate their success with motivational initiatives like books and bracelets. Finally, the third quarter is coming to a close this Friday, and I would like to wish a happy Assistant Principals Week to all of our assistant principals across the district. Thank you for your constant support and hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Perry. Any questions? Ms. Babcock.
I would just like to speak on the report. I just want to say thank you for that detailed update. We really enjoyed the Mass Association of School Committee Members Day with our students at Capitol Hill and spending the day learning a lot about the history of the high school, and thank Ms. McWilliams for taking them. It was an amazing day, and I felt it was great. Today is also National Student Athlete Day. So since, we mentioned softball today, it takes a lot to be a student athlete, to manage sports and academics. So I thought I would throw that in there since the spring sports season has started.
Thank you, Ms. Babcock. Ms. Perry.
I wanted to add on to that and just say how our student athletes are so involved in Everett High throughout every aspect of the year. They're included in sports, their academics, and we have students behind the cameras that are in the athletic program each week. So it's really great to see everybody be involved in everything and everything that the school has to offer us at little to no cost. So it's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Perry.
Make a motion to accept the report of the student representative, place it on file.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept the report of the student representative and place on file. All those in favor? All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Roman numeral 6, report of the superintendent. And I would ask this evening if we could just take item out of order and go to item number 2, which is school spotlight. Tonight, as you know, we have month to month schools present. Their students come forward and make a presentation. Tonight is no different. We're asking the members of the Parlin Student Council to come forward, and I'd like you to formally invite the principal, Ms. Pugnali, to come forward to kick off what I'm sure is going to be a very interesting presentation by the Parlin School.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Barros.
I'd like to make a motion to suspend our rules and take item number 2 instead of item number 1 and invite our guests.
Second.
Motion.
Motion has been made by Vice Chair Barrow, seconded by Mr. Mayor, to suspend our rules and take Roman numeral 6, item number 2, school spotlight, Albert N. Parlin School, out of order and invite our guests before us. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Welcome, everybody.
Ms. Pugnali, if you'd like to come forward at this point.
Good evening, Superintendent Hart, school committee members, Mayor Van Kampen, Student Representative Emma Perry. Thank you so much for this opportunity for us to be here tonight to showcase the amazing Parlin school community. As many of you know, I'm a new principal at the Parlin this year and also new to Everett Public Schools. And it's been such an honor to get to know the community. We have an amazing student body at our school. I want you to know that they are scholars, they're athletes, they're musicians, they're artists. They are communicative, they're very curious. These are amazing students at the Parlin. So tonight we chose to showcase our student council ambassadors, and they will be coming up in just a minute. I'm going to turn it over to them in just a second, but I'd like to just recognize some of our school community that's here. I would like to start first, of course, with our 2 assistant principals, William Donahue and Anastasia Coloquitas. And I'd also like to recognize our 8th grade team that's here. Miss Julia Dillon is our civics teacher for the 8th grade. We have Miss Taylor Leo, who's our ELA teacher as well in the 8th grade. We have Mix Caro, who is our ESL teacher in the 8th grade. And we have Miss Yasmin Akib, who is our inclusion teacher. Okay. All right, so I'd also like to ask to stand any students and parents that are here from the Parlin, if you may stand right now to also be recognized. Please, all the Parlin parents and students that are here, please stand. Okay. All right, thank you very much. You may be seated. So one thing is we did a little bit different, our student council. I've been in different roles in previous districts, and there's a governance model where students will be candidates as president, vice president. This time I really believe in student agency, and we wanted to have a larger voice of students represented in our school instead of having just a select few. So we had a selection process where students could apply. We talked about what their role would be. And we had 27 applicants. And the teacher said, we have a very large student council. We had 14, which is a little unusual. But the 8th grade teacher, we have a very special 8th grade cohort. And the teacher said, Ms. Pugnali, these 14 students, we can't say no to any of them. They all deserve to be student council ambassadors. And without any further ado, I'm going to hand it over to our student council ambassadors from the Parlin School. Come up.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody.
See where you guys are going to be.
Good evening. My name is Sofia Castro-Orantes, and I am very excited to be here this evening along with my fellow student council ambassadors to showcase the Parlin School. I'm going to kick us off by presenting our school's mission statement. The Parlin School is enriched by our cultural, social, physical, and academic diversity. We are committed to providing a safe, supportive, and challenging educational environment that respects differences and fosters a lifelong love of learning. Our program promotes academic excellence that celebrates student achievement and equips our students with essential skills, attitudes, and characters for success at the secondary level.
Good evening. My name is Gerard Rivas Lopez. I would like to invite you to raise your hand if you are a former student of the Parlin School. Thank you. You may lower your hands. As a former student of the Parlin School, you probably remember reciting or even memorizing the character written by our founder, Albert M. Parlin. There are generations and generations of people in Everett who learned this little essay and still know it by heart.
Good evening. My name is Axel Campos Vaccarano. To show its importance, the character is engraved on the 3-story wall in front of our school building. As 8th graders, we begin our year reading, analyzing, and annotating the character.
Good evening. My name is Hirsan Adufuri. I'm now going to recite character by our founder, Albert N. Parlin. I would have all young persons taught to respect themselves, their citizenships, the rights of others, and all sacred things, to be healthy, industrious, persevering, provident, courteous, and honest, neat in person and in habit, clean in thought and in speech, modest in manner, cheerful in spirit, and masters of themselves, faithful to every trust, loyal to every duty, magnanimous in judgment, generous in service, and sympathetic towards the needy and unfortunate. For these are the most important things in life, and this is not the only way of wisdom, happiness, and true success, but the way to make the most of themselves and to be the greatest service to the world.
Hello, my name is Giovanna Mazingi. The Parlin School is the second largest kindergarten to grade 8 in the city of Everett. We currently have 194 students enrolled. There are 16 languages spoken among students and 24 countries represented. Hello, my name is Beatrice Mazingi, and as you can see on our world map, students at the Parlin School come from many different countries from almost every continent throughout the world. As referenced in our mission statement, our school community is enriched by our diversity.
Good evening. My name is Alyssa Rodriguez. The Parlin Student Council is a student-led organization made of a group of students from a variety of backgrounds representing different interests and perspectives with the school. Together, we work as a team to share ideas, plan events, and represent the student body.
Good evening. My name is Melanie Moran Cardoza. Our council operates similarly to a small congressional group where members propose ideas and vote on decisions. We meet every Tuesday to organize activities that help improve our school community. These meetings give every member a chance to have a voice and take part in leadership.
Good evening. My name is Mariana Prats Ferreira. Some of our accomplishments and responsibilities so far have been educating younger students about the Parlin piece, which are being proud, being polite, being positive, being proud, and perseverance. Additionally, we assess pugnally with MCAS presentations to parents and individual grades levels classrooms. We also serve as volunteers in fundraisers to raise money for our 8th grade yearbook.
Hello, my name is Yasmin Vega Rodrigues. We guide visitors around the school for school-wide events, such as Read Across America, parent-teachers conferences, family, university, and books for bingo. We also welcome new students as they enroll and join the school.
Good evening, my name is Christopher Leon. We have been busy planning out what we want to accomplish in the last few months of school before we graduate. Some examples are proposing dates and themes for our next Spirit Week, drafting a petition to revamp the Parlin stage, fundraisers for local charities, and visiting the Massachusetts State House.
Good evening. My name is Justin Oli. In addition, we plan to attend an upcoming Everett City Council meeting, survey students on ideas for school improvement, serve on the cultural night event planning committee, and lead morning announcements.
Good evening. My name is Hector Alas. We also plan Teacher Appreciation Week with the PTO, present at the Parlin Student Council meeting, and assist in planning of our 8th grade graduation.
Good evening. My name is Angel Perez Escalon. We appreciate the invitation to highlight the Parlin School this evening. We take pride in the lasting impact our school has had on generations of students who, like us, consider this community a cornerstone of their personal and academic growth. A special thank you to Superintendent Hart, school committee members, Mayor Van Campen, Student Representative Emma Perry, and everyone who attended for the opportunity to showcase the Parlin School. Thank you once again.
I want to thank all the students. You did all an amazing job. I'd like another round of applause for them because they've worked very hard in being ready for today. Do you have any questions for them?
I believe Ms. Babcock.
Very good. Okay.
I'd just like to say you look eloquent and you spoke eloquently. So I wanted to ask how you guys had come to the decision that you would like to wear the matching uniforms tonight. It definitely creates a unified spirit. So I'd love to see if someone could answer the question how you guys came to that decision.
So we actually came to the decision a little after we entered student council. Ms. Pugnali had the idea and we liked it, and then we spent about 3 weeks deciding what we wanted, how we wanted it, and sooner or later they came in, and now we look like this.
Well, you guys look amazing, but even more so, you're the way that you spoke and the way you represent your school is beyond impressive. So, and it sounds like you're doing wonderful work. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Babcock. Mr. Barros?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just want to thank you all, and just want to say that I hope that you are all seated here in the future, replacing us.
Thank you so much.
And it starts as school ambassadors in school. Actually, not replace Emma because Emma will be here in the future as well. But thank you. And you have a voice that you should be some like Oscar presenter in the future. Thank you for all that you do day in and day out. A principal and our educators as well. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Barros. Ms. Cornelio?
I would just like to compliment you on how amazing you look. You look like you will be our future educators, our future leaders. You look so professional, and you were just so eloquent. I hope you're going to wear those again. I just love the whole... You look amazing. You just look so professional. Ooh. We thank you for everything you do. Best of luck in all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Cornelio. Ms. Cardello.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to our guests, I want to thank the students and compliment all of you, but I want to thank the teachers, the instructors that work with them, that have encouraged them, that work alongside of them, and you give us all so much hope about the future. I mean, we've already been there. We're here now. We look at you and we admire you because we know that someday you'll be in politics, you'll be the city leaders, you'll be government heads, and bank presidents, whatever it takes, doctors, lawyers, and everything. And to see this in my own city and know that I love the city, and I could hear by your talking that you do too. The cornerstone. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing to say, and I thank you for recognizing that, because it certainly was for me. Yes, I left for a while. I was in the Air Force. I went off to college, but I ended up coming back. And I love Everett so much, I ended up raising my family here as my parents did and as my grandparents did before them. So as you know, Everett is a very generational city, and I would love to see that continue with this generation coming up, because you make us very proud. And I thank you, and I thank the instructors, all your teachers. It takes a village, and you certainly have performed for us. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cardello. If I may, from the chair, just thank you for coming this evening. I enjoy your uniforms. You did a good job picking them out. And that I hope you do get to visit the State House and fix your stage when we were doing the tour of schools. It's such a beautiful room, and I hope you get to use it fully at some point. That's a great goal to have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further questions for our guests?
Well done. Thank you so much.
Seeing none.
Just want to make a motion to excuse our customers for guests for customer things and bring the agenda to the regular order of business.
Second.
Motion has been made by Vice Chair Barros, seconded by Ms. Cornelio. To excuse our guests with the customary thanks and return to the regular order of business.
Great job. Kill 16.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nice job.
Thank you. I'm so sorry, my hands are cold.
You did very good.
Amazing.
Motion was made and seconded to excuse our guests and return to the regular order of business. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Returning to the regular order of business under item Roman numeral 6, item number 1, the superintendent's update. Just a couple of housekeeping items. The next regular meeting of the Everett School Committee will be April the 28th. We have April vacation in the school district from April the 20th through April 24th. The district offices in Everett will be closed on Monday the 20th in recognition of Patriots' Day, and the offices will then reopen on the 21st through the 24th. A quick update on attendance. As you know, we conduct monthly attendance meeting chaired by our Whittier School principal, Mr. McLucas. This past week, we had one of those monthly meetings in which we were updated on initiatives across the district and, of course, statistics connected to our attendance rate. We compare it from year over year, and once again, our numbers are getting stronger as the year progresses. We're at 92.3%, which is a phenomenal percentage for attendance across the district, and that's up over 1.5% over last year at this time. Chronic absenteeism is also trending in the right direction. So in that case, we want to go, our numbers, we want to go downward. We're at 28.4%, and last year at this time, we were at 32.1%. So again, we continue to trend in the right direction with a lot of reinforcement in the district, and of course, attention given to why people may be late and try to increase our daily attendance through various initiatives. And as you had heard, we're going to kick off right after April school vacation. We'll be conducting home visits, as I reported to you at the last meeting, another attempt to increase engagement with our families. I'd like to extend congratulations to the Everett High School students, Santiago Escocia and Nathalie Romero Velasco, for winning the Debate and Espanol City Championship. I reported to you last time that they were going on Friday, March the 20th, to the Museum of Science. They did go. They were very successful, and they were debating on rare earth minerals and whether the United States federal government should increase its exploration and development of the Arctic. So they had a compelling championship, and needless to say, they did Everett very proud. So I'd like to thank Ruth Cardona Suarez and Randy Bedreau, along with Dr. Braga, who attended the championship event at the Museum of Science. The next item is an initiative that I was hoping to start in last year, but because of the person that we were contracting with wasn't able to do it in the time frame in which we believed it had to be done. I'm kicking off a strategic planning initiative. Most school districts do this, and I don't think that Everett has done this in any meaningful way over a number of years. And what we try to do with a strategic initiative is to bring the internal community together and the external community, which is made up of not only elected officials and people from various groups across the city, but we encourage parents and others to participate in what is a very prescribed number of meetings after some surveys are done across the district to gain valuable information, to then start to look at any trends, any requests, any ideas. So I'm asking all of you to think about this initiative, and the people at home, we're going to have on our website tomorrow a way in which you can express interest by signing up. It would involve, for the external community, a number of attending 3 meetings, and the first meeting would be held on April the 30th. We'll have them here at Everett High School in the Crimson Cafe. We'll serve a light dinner, and it will be facilitated by a professional, and we will gather information through surveys, through interactions with the external community to help us understand where they see Everett Public Schools going in the near term and certainly a few years out. So and to those of you who have ever participated in a strategic initiative, whether it's at your workplace or some organization that you belong to, it is a critical way to hear from the people that you serve in a meaningful and productive conversation, as I said, over a number of meetings, and synthesizing those factors and put out a report. And that report will help guide my executive team and others in this district to move Everett in the direction in which we all believe it should be going academically and throughout the district. So I call your attention tonight. It's going to be in a very quick time frame. We would hope to have all of the meetings concluded by the end of June, a report to be issued shortly thereafter, which we'll share with the entire community, posted on our website, and that will be some action items that I will follow and ask your support to do that. So tonight is just an opportunity for me to quickly get that information out. We were going to have some press releases issued so that the broader community could also participate. We'll have it on social media. I really do want some parent engagement. We'll ask some students to come forward. and, as I said, business leaders and others. And you don't have to just live in Everett. You may have been in here and you work here, and we would like to hear from you. We want to hear what you think is important in an urban school district. And again, that will help kind of set the course for us over the next 3 years. So I just call your attention to that. Again, the first meeting is on a Thursday, April the 30th. The 2 subsequent meetings will be Thursday, June 4th, and Monday, June 22nd. We do ask people, if they choose to do this with us, that you need to be available all 3 nights. And it would start at 4 in the afternoon and go up to, we're saying 4 to 7, but in that time period, we will, again, have it facilitated, and there'll be a light dinner so that we'll make the evening enjoyable. But we will be moving people along the process to gain some hopefully valuable information. So that's just a commercial tonight. And again, please look to our website tomorrow, and any future information will be on social media. I'd like to also acknowledge that the Healy Driscoll administration last week, that they had announced a $4.3 million partnership for reading success in Massachusetts, number 3, a continuation grant. We did receive previous grants, and as I've mentioned to you before, sometimes districts can't get to the next level because they didn't do what they promised in the first instance. Everett did what they were told they were going. We told them what we were going to do, and thanks to this governor, we in Everett will receive an additional $329,000 to continue the work of this grant program. And this focuses on the evaluation, selection, purchase, and implementation of high-quality instructional materials. So grant recipients, which are districts like ours, will begin to receive some coaching. So some of our staff will receive coaching. We'll continue to look at materials to provide for classroom instruction. It is really to strengthen what we already do. And again, this grant is just a continuation of the work that we started, and that's just excellent news, and I wanted to publicly thank our governor. She continues to support the work that we do here in Everett, and this is just one more example. We do what we are supposed to do, and the state government certainly supports our efforts. So thank you to the Healy Driscoll administration for their confidence in what we're doing here in Everett. On Monday, March the 30th, Dana Apadazano, her grade 10 ELA students, and Andrea Kendrick's ESL students launched a slam poetry unit with a live workshop led by Jamel Adams, a nationally recognized spoken word artist, educator, and a Brandeis University dean. So many of our students and teachers came together, and I'd like to also acknowledge our ELA director, Mary DeFelice, who I thought I saw earlier in the audience. We will host another event on May the 5th inside the Crimson Cafe, and students will be able to read and recite their original poetry. So it brought a lot of folks together, a lot of interest. Our students enjoyed it, and quite frankly, it helps them articulate in a different way, so through poetic reading. So we're excited about hosting the culminating event on May the 5th. Last week, I was joined in welcoming many business representatives to the Crimson Cafe, and then later on into the larger EHS cafeteria. Chairperson Hurley was there for the CTE, so our Career Technical Education Program Advisory Committees. They come together twice a year, and it brings the business representatives to the schools, and they interact with our teaching staff and ultimately provide valuable insight into the various disciplines in the CTE program that we offer, kind of real-life experience, and gives us ideas, notes to take in this workshops, breakout sessions, students attend as well. It was pretty well attended, I would say. It's probably one of the largest ones that of folks that have come together to do just that, to look at the programs that we offer. Are we still cutting edge on how we provide the instruction? Are we giving current valuable information to our students in the CTE program areas? So I also want to thank Siobhan Araya for pulling that all together with so many of our CTE partners and, of course, our internal CTE staff. We did hear from several students who talked about why they wanted to go into a CTE program, various ones that we offer, and they were very eloquent. Once again, our students always shine. And so I wanted to thank Catherine Garcia, who was a marketing student, Milena Batista, who was in health assisting, another marketing student, Joel Escobar, and a health assisting student, Alexander Rodriguez Chacon. They all had a very short presentation and was received very well by those who were in attendance. So I'd like to thank them for joining us. And of course, we always serve a little food, so everybody had some food, some great conversation, and really great input to what we do here in Everett. I think Ms. Perry gave you a complete list of so many events that are occurring here in Everett. Certainly this week alone, music program and all the things that we have planned in the next couple of weeks. Please follow us on social media. Look at our calendar of events that is on our website for those folks who are at home or watching. Almost all of these are open to the public and are all free. So if you have nothing to do tomorrow night, you come down and listen to some musicians that we have here. You can certainly watch any of the sporting events that we have right here at Glendale Park, and certainly in the building when it's basketball and all the sports that we have to offer. We love when folks come and cheer our students on, and I know they do too. So please, parents and friends at home who are watching, follow the excellence that our students show each and every day in whatever they're doing. Again, percussion, vocal night, you name it, we have it. Just follow us. And I think you can follow along on the slides behind me. We have a science fair, Region 4 science fair. So Everett High School sent 22 students to the Region 4 Massachusetts Science and Engineering Fair on Saturday, March 14th at Tufts University. The students entered 10 projects after putting countless hours of work under the direction of our teachers, Dr. Ahern, Dr. Siders, and Mr. Simpson. Everett submitted multiple presentations. I won't go through the whole list, but we're so proud of the work that they did, and they continue to get recognized for their excellence. And we actually, a side note, one of the participants that was part of this process was an Everett High School student. I won't say how many years ago, but many years ago. He went on to distinguish himself as a scientist, PhDs earned, became quite wealthy. He does not live in Massachusetts anymore, but he and I had a wonderful conversation, and he would like to continue to sponsor some programs that we could offer in the summer that we currently don't with his support. He currently is supporting one of our former students that sat right in the seat where Miss Perry was, and she will have a fully paid internship this summer working with Tufts, and we are so pleased that this gentleman, Dr. Wilding, has come forward. He lived down by the Lafayette School area when he was an Everett resident, and we want to thank him for his interest and certainly his financial support of our students. And just a quick shout out to him. I'm sure he's not watching, but for all of you to know that people do come back and thank Everett for what it's given them in their lives, and they want to help us do the work now in our young people's lives here in Everett. So myself and Assistant Superintendent Mr. Lynch and Assistant Superintendent Dr. Adams will be furthering that relationship with Dr. Wilding and his foundation to support the work that we do here in Everett. We also had our students serve, as they do out of our culinary folks came together for Senator DiDomenico's St. Patrick's Day dinner, and that was really to raise funds for his foundation. And as many of you know, his foundation is very generous to Everett students in various ways. One big way is at Christmas time, as you know, he delivers an enormous amount of toys to our schools to be distributed to students in need by our staff and principals at each school. This function that he holds around the St. Patrick's Day time period does raise funds for that purpose, and he always showcases our culinary arts students. They serve, they get recognized, they wear their uniforms, they represent us very proudly. I do know that he's very kind and pays them something to be there, and I really wanted to thank Carolyn Parmenter, who runs that whole unit, and so many of our faculty who help make our students as successful as they are. And Tide Rises today was one of those monthly acknowledgments of students that are recognized by a member of our community here at Everett High School for one of the various tributes behind us. So you see it's resilience, innovation, self-awareness, empowerment, and service-mindedness. Today, it was about empowerment. Actually, Miss Perry was one of those students recognized by a member of the teaching staff, and they exhibit the traits of that particular title. So the names are here behind me. We have such talented students, and the faculty really are in tune. In fact, it's not just faculty, but other staff write about these students, and they put a lot of effort into what they write about the students. And parents were here today, so I want to thank Julianne Whitson and all of the folks who make that a success. It really is a great opportunity to recognize our students each month in a very kind of a smaller group. So today we had, how many was it? About 20, but we have a huge interest in it, and again, our young people just do us proud, but we do recognize them internally, and I'd like to usually take this opportunity to tell all of you about it. So, Madam Chair, members of the school committee, that's my report.
Thank you, Superintendent. Ms. Babcock.
Yes, just one quick question about the strategic initiative. So you're going, which social media can people expect to see it on so they can keep their eyes open for this?
We'll have it on Facebook, Instagram. We'll put some posts. Of course, it'll be on our own website. We will continue to get the word out through the schools, and we have press releases that have been issued, and we understand that they're going to be published this week by local media, just to get the interest for our general population. Of course, tonight's announcement for those people who may be watching the school committee. And the internal community will be made up of our executive team, along with the principals or vice principals of the school. Again, we ask them also, they have to be at 6 meetings, 3 in the day and the 3 in the evening with our external audience. And they must be part of that entire number of meetings. They can't miss any. They have to be there.
Perfect. So for the social media posts, will they be published in multiple languages?
That is our intention, yeah.
Usually those kind of things are. So just double check it for the audience. Keep your ears open for that. I want to just comment on 2 things. I got to meet some of the PAC community members last year. It's incredible how our PAC members support our CTE programs and advise them on how to improve their programs, their circumstances, and honestly become mentors and networking connections for them in the future.
They sure do.
So I know they're incredible. And then the last thing is the culinary group, because I have now had 3 culinary meals in the last 2 weeks, and we are really lucky. We really are. We had the Black History CTE event where the culinary group helped prepare the food. We went to the State House, and our group prepared the food. And then they also were at the St. Patrick's Day dinner. And in that case, I don't think they prepared the food, but they helped to serve the food. But just, leaders in the field of food, future leaders. And we are going to be very fortunate in the future. So, our culinary students are incredible. And I know they also serve food in the cafeteria, because we also heard, they do help to do some of their CTE program and prepare food there as well. So they're feeding all of us. So I think that's awesome. Who thought I'd give them a shout out?
And then the students also, is that what you're going to say? The students also prepare a grab-and-go meal during the school year and for staff.
I just wanted to say they don't only make great food, but they're so well when they present it to you, and they're so professional with how they serve it, and they give you water the proper way. So
they learn all the skills.
Professional in every aspect.
Correct. That's a good point. They not only learn how to prepare it, but they learn how kind of
to
front of the
present
house.
Yes.
Presentation and etiquette. Absolutely.
I hope that everybody gets to experience it someday, because I think it's incredible. So
it is. Thank you for calling that out.
Thank you, Ms. Babcock. Ms. Cardillo, then Ms. Guerin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to the superintendent. Absolutely love the idea of the strategic initiative. That is going to bring us above and beyond. I mean, we're doing so well, but that is such a great program, and I thank you. Thank you for bringing it forward, and I know it's going to be very successful.
Thank you. As I said, it's a little bit long overdue with me, but we had a glitch last year, but nonetheless, we're going to kick it off and make it work. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cardillo. Ms. Guerin.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. As usual, I'm very glad to hear about the attendance numbers. I did want to ask, and probably don't have the numbers right now, but maybe talk about enrollment numbers. Now, I was hearing some people saying, like in Chelsea, that enrollment was down, and some of that was due to like immigration issues. I don't know if you've seen anything similar in Everett, and maybe if we can get like numbers on that.
Sure, I'm happy to give you a quick update. So many of you know that under DESE guidelines, we report official enrollment numbers by October 1st of every year. So when you look at enrollment data, you usually compare one year over the next by that October 1st reporting data. So if you look at this past October 1st and look at the previous October 1st, we were down 339 students. So that is a drop from the previous 2 years. We were also at our highest enrollment numbers, by the way, in the previous 2 years. And I looked at a 20-year trend of Everett Public School enrollment. While the numbers aren't always necessarily in the thousands, in terms of total enrollment, there are, kind of peaks and valleys. So every few years you see a little bit of a peak and then it comes back down again. And that is probably just normal shifts in folks that are living here in Everett. So what happens during the school year, there are various times where the enrollment goes up and then the enrollment goes down. Again, people moving in and out of the district for different reasons. And of course, we also have always had a pretty quick and full influx of folks after and around January 1st and through that time. So the numbers don't look as strong as they have in previous years, but again, our enrollment was stronger in previous years. It dips and goes. And I suppose there's many reasons for that, and I think, socially we know and anecdotally we know that things have changed in our nation, and because of those changes, it has caused shifts in where people choose to live. And obviously, Everett is no different, so we've seen a dip.
But in your opinion, it's still currently within the normal range of sort of ebb and flow?
Yeah, it is, given the percentage of total enrollment. So, when you think you have 7,000 kids, a 1% shift for 7,000 kids today is a different number of people 10 years ago when our total enrollment was 5,000. So it does shift. And we do track that information to report it publicly. So in any given day, today we may have 7,001 students. Friday it may be 6,989. So it's those ins and outs that we do follow. We have had some shifts in grade level attendance, and I say attendance, young people who are here in certain schools. We may have a classroom that now has 10 students in it that maybe 2 years ago had 22 students in it. So we're looking at that, and that's just, and I'll report that when we get to the budget. We're doing some review of that. Are we staffing our schools appropriately to the numbers of students we have in those particular schools? And again, being space constrained, we can only do so many things with the number of classroom spaces that we have. But so we do kind of keep looking at to make sure that we're providing the students the access that they need in the difficult spaces that we have, and we'll continue to do that on a regular basis.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Guerin. Any further questions for the superintendent?
Madam Chair, I'd like to move to accept the report of the superintendent and place on file.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Cardillo, seconded by Ms. Cornelio to accept the report of the superintendent and place on file. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Also under Roman numeral number 6, item number 3 is the acceptance of a middle school exploration policy and MyCAP grant in the amount of $25,000. I'm asking for favorable action. These funds will be used to develop a cohesive MyCAP scope and sequence for the district. Staff do receive a stipend for training to design curriculum and materials that would be consistent across the district.
Motion to accept the...
Second.
Motion has been made by Ms. Cornelio and seconded by Mayor Van Kampen to accept the middle school exploration policy and MyCAP grant in the amount of $25,000. On the motion, Ms. Babcock.
Yes, just for anyone who might be listening, could you just briefly explain MyCAP?
So MyCAP, we're going to expand it to beginning in grade 6. MyCAP focuses on identifying students' individual interests and helps them explore potential pathways as they continue on throughout the grades. So it creates a profile for the student, and students have what we call MyCAP in here at Everett High School, for example, in a specific time period in the course of a day and a week, and students it's facilitated by faculty members, and they answer a number of, in pieces of information, and helps fill out their profile. And just for information, I know MyCAP, I always have to check this, MyCAP stands for My Career and Academic Plan, so MyCAP. So for folks at home, so hopefully that's helpful.
Thank you, Superintendent. Thank you, Ms. Babcock. Motion was made and seconded. Could we have a roll call?
Mr. Almeida Barros.
Yes.
Ms. Babcock.
Yes.
Ms. Cardello.
Yes.
Ms. Cornelio.
Yes.
Ms. Guerin.
Yes.
Mr. LaMonica.
Yes.
Mayor Van Campen.
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
So moved, 8-0.
So moved, 8-0. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Item number 4 is the proposed fiscal year 2027 school department budget, and I'm asking you to refer it to your Budget Committee of the Whole, which I think we were going to tentatively schedule for April the 16th.
Move
So
for
moved.
favorable action.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to refer the proposed fiscal year 2027 school department budget to the Committee of the Whole, scheduled for April 16th, 2026. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Roman numeral 7, items submitted by school committee members. There are none before you. Roman numeral 8, subcommittee reports. Item 1 is Finance and Negotiations Subcommittee for Monday, March the 16th.
Make a motion to waive the reading of the record and place them on file.
Second.
Motion has been made by Ms. Babcock, seconded by Ms. Cornelio, to waive the reading of Finance and Negotiations Subcommittee for Monday, March 16, 2026, and place on file. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Also under Roman numeral 8, under subcommittee report for Cafeteria Subcommittee for Monday, March the 30th.
Make a motion to accept the subcommittee review and place it on file.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Cornelio, seconded by Ms. Guerin, to accept the Cafeteria Subcommittee report for Monday, March 30th, 2026, and place on file. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Roman numeral 10, Bills and Payroll.
Could we entertain a motion to submit bills and payroll?
Make a motion to submit bills and payroll.
Motion has been made and seconded to submit bills and payroll dated March 31st, 2026, in the amount of $2,692,327.76. Roll call.
Mr. Almeida Barros.
Yes.
Ms. Babcock. Yes. Ms. Cardello.
Yes.
Ms. Cornelio.
Yes.
Ms. Guerin.
Yes.
Mr. LaMonica.
Yes.
Mayor Van Campen.
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
So moved, 8-0.
So moved, 8-0. Motion passed. Could we entertain a motion to pay bills and payroll?
Second.
So moved, Ms. Cardillo, seconded by Ms. Cornelio, to pay bills and payroll dated March 31st, 2026, in the amount of $2,692,327.76. Roll call.
Mr. Almeida Barros.
Yes.
Ms. Babcock.
Yes.
Ms. Cardello.
Yes.
Ms. Cornelio.
Yes.
Ms. Guerin.
Yes.
Mr. LaMonica.
Yes.
Mayor Van Campen.
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
So moved, 8-0.
So moved, 8-0. Motion passed. Superintendent?
Roman numeral 10, unfinished business. There's none before you. Roman numeral 11, new business. There is none before you. Roman numeral 13, hearings. There are no hearings. Roman numeral 12 was hearings. 13 is matters for executive session. There are none presented. Roman numeral 14, adjournment.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion has been made by Vice Chair Barrows, seconded by Mr. Mayor, to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. We have adjourned at 7:29 p.m. We'll see you April 28th.